Yes, what's up, y'all? Yeah, I lost my mind. Haven't Amazon's spending spree. I ordered myself a Leatherman, something that I'm gonna be carrying with me daily. Oh, this is actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's made in the USA anymore. I have no idea. We're gonna find out. But this is basically how it came. Came from Amazon, overnight shipping. Came in a few hours. This the whole warranty thing. As y'all can see, and you got 25-year warranty, of course, which I disagree with, because I think 25 years is not enough. You know what I mean? For example, like Buck or Spyderco, they have a lifetime warranty. I think lifetime is better. You know what I mean? So it comes in this little pouch. This is the Leatherman Rev REV. I like it, you know. I got it because I want something that I can use as a pliers, bottle opener, screwdriver, stuff like that I can carry in my pocket. That's not in a holster. I like the clip, okay, because I don't like holsters on my belt, because sometimes, let's say if I go swimming and I want to have this on me and I don't want to have a holster, it's better. So the blade you can access when it's closed, so you take it out of your pocket. It's tip down carry, and you have a less than 3-inch blade over here, one hand opening, locking. It locks on you, and when you open to get the main pliers, of course you got the main pliers, and you can use them for whatever. I use them to cut some wire already, as you can see, tied up some bolts. Let me see what else we got here. So those tools are pain in the butt to get out, okay? That's all I can tell you. This is a flathead screwdriver. Never had the chance to use that one yet. Let me see, this is another flathead. So because it's brand new and I never carried it yet, really, you know, unless since it came this morning, you know, I really let me get something to push this out, because it's so hard to get out. I got to put some oil on it maybe, or something like that later. So this is the flathead. It's come with a flathead, you know. It's kind of broad, so it's probably gonna be hard on a lot of screws, but you got this one on this side. You get, of course, your can opener. You get a little file. I don't know why they put this measure stuff on it. I don't get it. I don't know what is this here, okay? This little tool, but it may be useful because it looks like a little blade, you know what I mean? You can scrap things off. Maybe, I think it's a can opener, maybe. I don't know. I've never had the chance to figure it out. I don't care. I'm not gonna use it anyway. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna use the can opener / bottle opener. I'm probably gonna use, you know, this little flathead screwdriver on the file here a lot. Probably Phillips head, most like definitely the blade, you know what? Definitely the pliers, okay? Because that's what I got it for. So I can keep this in my Maxpedition pouch, and when I go somewhere I can actually have some proper multi-tool that is actually carryable. And if I travel, let's say I go to a state where it's only 3-inch blade, I get it right here, you know. And more likely you're gonna get passed by any cops in any state that has a blade length limit, or certain, you know, blades are illegal. You know, let's say this is gonna be hard to explain to a cop in New York City. That's why you have this in your pocket, okay? But it's more likely to explain this one to somebody in a city like LA or something like that, you know, that this is a tool, and you got all tool here, and you got your pliers and all this crap, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what, I don't want to deal with, sometimes when I travel, I don't want to deal with people asking me what my size of my blade is, okay? That's not your business, but at the same time, I don't want to go to jail for that, you know. So I prefer when I can actually have something that is under the limit of 3 inches, and it's with a lot of tools, you know. That's what I need it for. This is the factory edge. It's pretty sharp. It is pretty good for a factory edge, to be honest with you. Definitely more smoother than my Spyderco and Buck when it comes to edge. Looks like it's probably 40 degrees, 20 on each side. Let's see if it shaves. It's not hair popping sharp. Actually it is, yeah. So it does pop some hair. I mean, the blade shape is kind of great, you know what I mean? This is not something you're gonna be using to cut a ton of cardboard. You're just gonna use it as a multi-tool, you know what I mean? You have a blade, you have all the other tools, you got pliers, you need to cut some wires, tie up some screws, you know, typical guys thing. Some gals do that too, you know what I mean? Not gonna discriminate against women for not carrying their Leathermans, you know, that's not the case. But sometimes you just need the pliers, and most people just want to go with your regular folding knife, which is, I'm the type of person that likes a regular one single blade folding knife. But I'm gonna probably start carrying my Leatherman here, because when I got this morning I was kind of surprised how lightweight it is for being made out of steel, how sharp it is, how easy to actually hold this in my hand and cut and everything it is, that it has a locking blade that you can access by one hand from outside to actually hold thing, not like my Gerber, you know, MP600s I got. So warranty is 25 years, of course. You get different language and stuff like that. Over that crap, you know what I mean. Here it explains all the other stuff, you know, probably explains all the tools using your Leatherman. Come on, I'm not dumb, okay? I don't need that, but it's good to, you know, have everything that you basically have here for some that never actually seen a multi-tool in their life. I don't know if there's anybody like that, but you know, there's a crap going on in the world these days, and these freaking kids never had a father in their life. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. The possibility of them never have tool like this in their life is very high. So that's why maybe the instruction, you know what I mean? Because any man, boy would have figured this out in the first try in my day, you know what I mean? And now people like, oh, this is dangerous, it's gonna catch you, you know what I mean? Like, I wish we could have this one everywhere we go, because there's no reason why anybody needs to be scared of a 3-inch blade, okay? That's just freaking insane. You know what I mean? Because our grandfathers and fathers used to carry their pocket knives everywhere. There was not a limit, you know, where you can not carry where wood blade, you know, and all that. It's a stupid politicians don't know what to do with their lives, you know what I mean? I want to just have a control over you. So that's why these blade limits came out in the first place. What do I think as an overall thing, you know, about it? I think it's a decent for 49 bucks, okay? I mean, what do you expect? It's, I believe, some made in the US. I would have hoped so. I want to find it out. I don't want to be wrong, you know, but I think it's made in the US. I would have preferred it to be made in the US. I'm not gonna support some communist China, you know what I mean? Not happening unless I really have to, you know, and I hope not, because I try to avoid everything that's Chinese made or supported by China. That's including, you know, some of their crap that they've been sending lately to America, including our clothes, our freaking car parts, everything. I mean, Chinese product is not bad anymore, but I don't want to just support their freaking communist regime, okay? I'm not gonna do that. So I prefer everything made everywhere else. I don't care if it's made in Germany, Japan, you know, South Korea, just not China or Russia or any of these freaking countries that, you know, hate us and want to basically not support our values, including our freedoms, and I'm not falling for that. So what I think about the clip is decent. You can easily put it in your pocket. Yeah, you got a little bit sticking out, but normal cop can tell this is a multi-tool. The cop is not an idiot, you know, that just wants to give you a hard time. They're gonna be like, yeah, this is a private Leatherman, let the guy be here, you know what I mean? He's going out from work, or he's a working class guy that is just fixing his freaking truck to break on the side of the road with this thing. He's not gonna stab anybody, right? He's not a violent person. Most cops, they will pick on that very easy. Some will give you a hard time, you know, especially like Chicago, New York, New Jersey. Probably pull you over, say, ask you why you have this, you know, and your answer should be because it's my right, you know, and this is my tool, and I should have one everywhere I go. You should not be infringing upon my rights, you know what I mean? And it's not the first time I would have said something like that to a cop, you know, on the side of a road. If they would have asked me, I would have done it. I did it before. I'm not gonna answer on that. You know, y'all can probably have your own opinion on that, but yeah. So basically, what I would have recommend doing is tightening up these screws here, because when I was cutting some wires today, these things got stuck on the wire and I couldn't spread them open because this was literally closing on its own like that. As y'all can see, I did not like that, you know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to do that when you have your pliers like that, and this is doing this, okay, we have a problem, you know what I mean? And I believe so is this screw, so I want to check it out, hand it up, make sure it works great, you know, give it some TLC. You see right here, it bites, okay, so be careful when you're closing it. Sometimes it can bite you accidentally, not on purpose, accidentally, on purpose thing, you know what I mean? There's a song about that, but yeah, what I think about this overall package is great. It's small, easy to carry, metal. You can use it to bust a window, you can use it as a striking device, you know, you can use it as a hammer if you need to in emergency situations. I mean, it's lightweight compared to other multi-tools that I ever own. I'm probably looking into getting the Leatherman Wave next. Okay, this was just something that I just want to keep in my expedition and all that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna probably carry my wave. And I'll be honest with you, I have mixed opinion on this one. It looks like a quality build, but when it bites you like that, you know, that kind of pisses me off. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. There's way more content.